Lesson 7-3, Percent and Estimation. One way to estimate percent of a number is to use a fraction. So for example, if we are given the problem of 62% of 520, you could estimate this to approximately 60% of 520. And then you could multiply the fraction. So you could say that 60% is 3/5 of 520. So then you could solve that, and 3/5 of 520 is approximately 312. When you are estimating, if you don't want to turn it into a fraction, you can also estimate by finding 10% of the number and then multiplying it by whatever you need to get past the 10%. So for example, if we have 60% of 520, because the example was 62%, but we're going to estimate that to 60%. You can begin by actually finding 10% of 520, which is 52. Well, then you have to ask yourself, how many tens are in 60? And there's 6 of them. So you can multiply the 52 times 6 to get your 312. And this is something that's handy when you're in a store as well. If an item says that it is 20% off of $15, you can find 10%, then you could multiply that number by 2, and that's how much is off of the item. We're also going to look at how to find percents greater than 100 or less than 1. So if we have the example of 122% of 50. So you want to look at this and you know that you're getting 100% of the amount. So the whole 50 is the 100%. So then you just now have to find 22% of that and add it to 50. So we're going to round the 22% to 20%, and 20% of 50 is the same as saying 1/5 of 50, or 10. So then you add your 50 plus your 10, and you get 60. So again, you want to find 100% of the number, which is just the number. Then you want to find the remaining percent of that number and add them together. When you're using a number smaller than 1, like 1/4 or 3/8, you want to round it to 1%. So then if you have 1/4 of a number, you want to find 1% of that number, and that would be your answer. Pause the video to complete the lesson review. Make sure you show me this lesson review for verification of watching this video.